Alright, hello everyone, welcome to Sinful Gaming. Hope you're all doing well, hope everyone's staying safe, and most of all, hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. It is Wednesday, so that means we have a hobby hangout. Hope you're all doing well. JR4, I see you in the chat there. Hope you're doing well, mate, and hope you're enjoying painting up Curse City. I'm going to continue painting up these horses for my Wild Riders. If you're joining us, let us know where you're joining from and what you're painting if you're there as well. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Went into games night at my local club. We have games nights on a Wednesday, so went and played some Warhammer. Took out the Beasts of Chaos for a spin, and it went really well. So yeah, I went and played a game of Beasts of Chaos. That was fun. Should hopefully have some battle reports coming up on the channel again soon. We should have our first narrative campaign getting worked on very shortly. Good morning, Vex. Nice to see you there, mate. Hope you're doing well, buddy. What are you working on at the moment, Vex? What hobby have you been doing lately? Oh, nice. Curse City? Yeah, I've got my own Curse City. I've put it together. I've just got to put some sand and then we'll spray base it. Jay Durthu, nice to see you there, mate. Hello, how are you? Everyone seems to be working on Curse City. Oh, nice. You're finishing the last guy for your frigate. That's awesome, man. Got my 2 frigates sitting over there. I think Caradron may be up on the paint desk sometime soon. In all honesty, Vex, probably not. Yeah, I really don't think so. In all honesty, Alexander building Curse City as well. I mean, well, that's great. It's lovely to hear so many of you got Curse City, despite all the hoo-ha on the internet. It seems a lot of people actually got the game. I mean, out of the 5 people that have commented, 4 have said they're working on Curse City. So that's a pretty good record of getting Curse City there. Hello, world. Hello to you as well. Nice, Chloe zipping out. Awesome. I'll be getting to Curse City. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Bellicor. I'm assuming you're talking like the narrative show will be going through everything, Broken Realms. So there'll be, at that point, it would be Marathi and Teclis. Yeah, I think it's kicked up to be worse than it is. I mean, that's the nature of the internet, is it not? We'll blow everything out of proportion. I'm lucky. I have a really good relationship with my local friendly game store. Like, he knows if there's something big like this, he just asks me. Like, pretty much as soon as we know GW are going, I'll be like, I want something. Like, when this comes out, put me down for it. I've got a good relationship with my local friendly game store. So it really makes me acquiring stuff. I am not one of the people who get stuff from GW, so I get my stuff just on here. Broken Realms Bellicor, like the Seraphon box is awesome. Like, I know for a fact all the stock my local game store has is going to be sold out. Like, he is going to sell out day one. That Seraphon one is by far the best one. I think probably I would say the Nighthaunt one is the worst just because it doesn't have rebuy value. You could buy lots of the others. Like the Zinch one is okay. I mean, you add that and you buy another box of blues and you're pretty set for your horrors if that's... I think the Nighthaunt is the worst. The KO one's not far behind it, though. Do you think this is probably the worst set of box sets we've got so far? I really do think, yeah. I think this is the worst set of box sets we've got. That's not to say, though, that it's bad. It's just facing some really stiff competition because some of the first ones were amazing. The second ones were really solid as well. Oh, like the KO one's okay. It's just it's very low models. Like, I look at that and I'm not getting a lot, is what I mean. It's got nothing big. It's very small models. It's not as appealing as some of the others. Like, I think if that swapped, like that KO one looks so much better if it's 5 Thunderers, 10 Arkanaut Company, and a Chemist. Like, it looks so much better like that. I understand what it, like, obviously they're for battalions and stuff, but you get what I mean? It just looks like it has very little in it. The value of it's pretty good. Sort of. It's like half the cost of Aether Wars without the gun hauler, so. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the KO one, yeah, I do think this is the worst set. There could be some cool destruction ones. Like we haven't seen destruction at all, so I'd be really keen to see some destruction ones. Yeah, from the start, it's great, but it lacks that rebuyability, which it's not meant to do. I mean, it's a good starting point. They're meant to be for battalions. I look at them as great starting points to get into a new faction. I mean, I've been doing the start collecting videos on the current ones. Yeah, it'd be really cool with Kragnos. Hopefully he's destruction. We get some cool like ogres or Gloomspite. Like, I would have to think like the logical thing is to see either like maybe you see a dual box with like a double Thunder Tusk or a double Stonehorn box or something like that. Alexander, lovely. Nice to see you join the Discord, man. I'm working on Caesar Sigma using my old Dark Elves, rebasing a pain in the butt. Yeah, rebasing is a pain in the butt, man. I remember doing it. Oh, I still do it nowadays because I like to paint on one base and then remove them and put them on their actual base. I do that for a lot of old models. I've still got plenty of models that need to be redone. JD, I think we won't see Yetis unless they get a resculpt. They're all plastic kits inside those boxes, so there'll definitely be no Yetis. It's either going to be like an 8 Mournfang box or a dual box of like a double Stonehorn box, or it's going to be normal ogres. List ideas for new Dark Elves. I mean, it depends what you want. Like, I think with the Dark Elves, you can sort of go down two main routes. Like, I think All Scourge Privateers certainly has play. That is all like the Corsairs and stuff, and Dark and Goblins is your other main. Like, I think they're the two main points you can play with. No, Yetis are not plastic. Yetis are fine cast. I think Curse City, and especially the new Witch Hunters, I think we can put to bed the rumors that Cities of Sigmar is a one and done. I think we'll see units revamped over time. Serpentis are decent. Serpentis just aren't what you think they are. I've got a few battle reports on the channel if you've got Serpentis on your mind, where you're Serpentis heavy. The game against Sons of Behemoth, and there's a couple of lists in there as well. Good mate of mine, Andrew, I do the narrative show with. He ran Order Serpentis like as an actual army for a long time, even before Cities of Sigmar, and he had pretty decent success with them. Executions are decent. Actually, like if you got executioners, then you're going to be going like Darkened Covens. Really, is going to be your main thing. Really, like Darkened Covens is going to build around the fact that though of like the command ability of the sorceress is probably the best thing Darkened Covens have for them. The ability to run and shoot or run and charge is really good from that sorceress. I don't think we're going to see Malarian anytime soon. I think he's going to be the big play to where we're going to go with the next edition. Like there's lots of good cheap ways you can get into the hobby. Like I understand price is an issue for lots of people. Warcry is a really great way. You can find like really cheap models to help you get into like Warcry is a really great game. Warcry is a fun game as well. Thanks, Jar4. I really appreciate that, man. Warcry is a really great way to get into the hobby really cheap. We're going to have a Warcry campaign coming. Like, we're going to start recording a Warcry campaign. We should have a narrative campaign coming up soon as well. Warcry's great. Yeah, we should have a Warcry campaign or have a narrative campaign starting up soon. That's probably going to be between 4 different factions, and we'll have to play out a full campaign, a storyline. See how that goes. But yeah, so slowly getting there. Got a couple more horses to do the highlight on, then we can start the next part of them. Yeah. What else would like to see in Broken Realm? I mean, see, I'm an elf player, so I'm sort of getting all the love here. I love it. As much as it sucks, I'd really love to see Alariel. I know it's another elf, but for me, she's one of the characters in the story that has, like, she's obviously getting pushed towards being a main player. So I think that's where we're going to see someone. Favorite army: Cities of Sigma, Alexander. We've added out, man. Yeah, so Cities of Sigmar is without a doubt my favorite army. I like the variety it gives me. Like, there's just so much I can do with that army. Um, I mean, I'm painting up another Cities of Sigmar army right now. Nice, yeah. I was a Wood Elf player in fantasy as well. Wood Elves were my main army in fantasy alongside Skaven. Absolutely love them. So I thought it was high time I paint up an army for Age of Sigmar of my Wood Elves. Um, right, I think the new rendition for Wood Elves is coming in the form of Kernothi. We're going to get an addition to Sylvaneth, which is all those, like we're seeing in Cursed City and other things. That's what we're going to get. Alrighty. It's about done. Just stay. Oh, no, I've got the other half of the horse to go. Thought I was done, and I've got the other side of the horse to go. Won't be long though. We're done at this stage of painting the horses. What other tabletop? Mostly just Warhammer Man. I don't have much time to do much else. This is really all I do. Age of Sigmar and Age of Sigmar related ones. I'm looking at some 40k stuff, but this is pretty much it. I'm gonna do like D&D and all that sort of stuff like that, but that's about it. Yeah. All right. Where do I go to next painting wise? Just pulling up my paint guide for myself. All right, Rakarth Flesh is what I need to do next. Get those mains started. There it is. So what we know in Be'lakor, it's going to be obviously the 4 factions we see mentioned in like that are getting the boxes plus Stormcast. Yeah, there's a bunch. Like, it's great. Like, all this stuff that's coming out, we're just getting more and more stuff for a bunch of different rules, bunch of different ways to play. Always all good by me. Yeah, and Fire Slayers on top, which was really cool. Be interested to see what they do with Fire Slayers. Yeah, be interesting to see like what the whole thing with Fire Slayers is. I get the feeling it's going to be some sort of like merc thing. They're going to be mercenaries for someone somewhere. Just seems to be what GW seem to do with Fire Slayers is make mercenaries for everything. Like, oh, they can be mercenaries, so they're going to be mercenaries in everything. It just seems to be the way it is. What would people like to see for Fire Slayers? They're an interesting one. Like, what would people like to see for them? I think more than anything else, they seem the most unfinished faction in Age of Sigmar. We'll go with that. Less dudes, more fire. Like, I'd like to see, like, imagine like lava golems or something for Fire Slayers would be really cool. Like mini magma droths. Yeah, I think that's how we go to expand Fire Slayers. Like, yes and no. Like, you run lots of Fire Slayers in a Fire Slayer army, but they're not really a horde. Like, you're never going to see like hundreds of them on the table. Like, you'll see like 60 or 80 models. Yeah, I did a video, like, I did a couple of wish listing videos a while ago on the channel, and like that's one of my big suggestions on there. Is like just seeing mini droths, or even something bigger than the magma droth. Like, we had, yeah, okay, it's a terrible model from Forge World, but we had the magma dragon. Why not reimagine that model? Make something cool. Have like a proper like dragon mount, like something bigger than the magma droth. A true massive centerpiece for the army. I think like cavalry and stuff like that. Even like a flame cannon would be really cool for the fire slayers. Some like fire slayer artillery would be pretty cool. Like, imagine like a magma thrower or something like that. I mean, I know the reason. Like, there are little reasons why they don't wear armor because they're runes. Their runes are effectively their protection. They don't need to wear armor. Yeah, I definitely think that fire slayers need like that little something just to make them a little bit more interesting. They've got a cool base concept, but they definitely need some expansion upon it. Yeah, I think like the GW are really pushing down the one hard and like they're mercenaries. Shove that down. But I'd like to see like that religious sort of faith thing. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like JR4, like effectively like what the Hearthguard Berserkers have with those weird pole axes with like the chain flail things on them as well. Imagine like longer versions of that with magma drop riders would be really cool. Like I think with magma drop riders, you literally make them Hearthguard but mounted. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's that fanatical. It's called the Glimmerlust. Like they can't not um they need the Urgold. It's something that like drives them at like a primal level, very being of their souls, and makes them want it and need it. Oh, awesome! Finished your first frigate. Be sure to share it in Discord, man. That is awesome to hear that you finished your first frigate. I look forward to seeing it. All right, 2 frigates I need to paint up. Shoe on for games. Nice to see you there, mate. Finishing up my Disciples Army doing the Acolytes. Nice. Karak Acolytes, I'm assuming, is what you're talking about. They are such nice models, Karak Acolytes. I really enjoy painting mine. Got more to paint too. Yeah, that could be cool. Nice. I painted mine with a wash. So I did a blue wash over Corax white. I got a nice blue tone. I did like a blue tone skin for my Acolytes. Over the next couple of days, I should have a ton of pictures of like the stuff we've got on the channel up on Instagram soon. So we should be using our Instagram a ton more. to share what we like to call our studio models. Hey Arnold, nice to see you there, mate. Oh. I don't think Skywardens need a rules update. I think the points need to be quite different between Engine Riggers and Skywardens. I think if Skywardens dropped to like 90 points for 3, because what are they now? Give me a sec. Let me grab my carriage and open a little book so I can have this discussion. So I was having this discussion with a mate the other day. Actually, a good mate. If you are a Carriage player, you may know him, Mr. Alexander Cron from Aethercast. So Engine Riggers and Skywardens are the same points, yes? Both at 100, right? I think you can change how mines work and you can do a few things around that sort of stuff. Cron's a good mate of mine. I've known him since I started wargaming. He's a very old friend of mine. Anyway, I think what you can do is Engine Riggers probably should go up 10 points to 110, I think. It's probably fair. But I think you can drop Skywardens to 80 points, and I think they not much needs to change. If they're 80 points, they really become quite a useful thing for KO. I think points can fix Skywardens. But even then, you don't need to give them anything. If they are 80 points, they fill a role in KO that nothing else does, where they're a cheap, fast-moving unit. They would need a war score rewrite eventually, but I think points changes definitely makes them an option. Yeah, I think that's the issue is their weapon loadout for the guns, and that's where they're getting pointed at. Some Athonian camo shade. I'm going to wash this rack of flesh we've just put down. Nice green tint. So what we've gone with the horses so far. Our horses are going to be very green. Yeah, like I get what riggers, like what Skywardens are supposed to be. The only unit in the KO book that I think really struggles to find a place in the army. Yeah, like I think that'd be a cool change. I don't see any problem with that either because it's like the way a lot of units run. I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing as like what evocators and other models with that rule. Yeah, and make them better if they have more guys. Right, and then their points drop isn't as harsh as well because it's like, well, you get like the points drop doesn't affect the game as much because it's like, while they're cheaper, you're actually paying more. Like you'd actually be buying more of them. Thus, you're actually spending more points on Skywardens than you otherwise would. So, in essence, the army hasn't got cheaper, but it's given it, in fact, another option to run like a unit of 12 Wardens. It's like a viable unit. Yeah, because what is it? The new battalion. It looks like it's 3 riggers. Does it look like is it 3 riggers, 3 wardens in that battalion box? From what it looks like. Yeah, first KO battalion we've heard about. I mean, that's cool. Like, I get like the majority of people playing KO want to play boats. Like, that is the big attraction of KO, isn't it? Really. However, it's nice to have a battalion that doesn't include a boat. It's an option. It's a different way to play the army. Oh, nice. Yeah. I would suggest if you want that Seraphon one, pre-order that nice and quick because that is the one I think is going to go like hotcakes. I know my local game stores had limits on a lot of this stuff. It's getting a bit hard to keep stock, to get stock for GW at the moment. Starting to feel the effects of the second lengthy stuff in the UK, plus other factors. I mean, GW ship stuff via ship, so the Suez Canal stuff could be a serious issue for people around the world. yeah, like I couldn't stress this enough. Like I understand there's reasons to that people cannot go out in some places in the world. Always support your local game stores, especially now. Like even if they are closed, go and like buy stuff off their web store, pre-order from them, help your local game stores stay in business, support them because pay where you play. Like you might be able to get stuff cheaper somewhere else online, but if you pay that extra $10 and support your local game store, I mean, you couldn't do anything better for your local gaming community. But I do stress, support a local game store that also supports you as players. That works both ways. You as players should support the store that gives you space to play and is good to you. But as such, the local game store should return the favor and be good to you. That doesn't have to be through a discount. That can be for making sure there's organized play areas. Like I know my local game store, while they do discount, that's not the big thing. The big thing for me is every time that someone comes in, they generally shout to go chat to me or other members of the community. They shout that we have a community. They tell them about the games nights that we have. They get more people into our community, which is really cool. So yeah, support your local friendly game stores. Any advice for finding a local game store? I mean, search out. You'll find. I don't know JR4. I don't know where you are in the world, but for me in Australia, we've got lots of like localized state groups on Facebook and stuff. So they're really great places for people in my country to find places to play. And you can make something like if you have a bunch of mates that play together, like there's 3 or 4 of you, maybe go out to a game store. Maybe see if a game store has some tables to play. I mean, when we started at my new location where we're playing games now, they had 1 table. Now we've got 2 and 3 tables playing there. They had like 1 shelf. They had like the minimum requirement to be a Games Workshop stockist when they opened. We went there with a couple of mates. We started playing on regulars and then we made like games nights. We started talking to the owners. We made ourselves known, and now we've got 20, 30 people in our local community. And the GT I'm running is literally sold out through players like locally. So we now got, a 60 player event that's pretty much going to be sold out, which is amazing. So yeah, I couldn't be happier with how it goes. You'll find like Facebook is great for it. So I would suggest going and looking on there wherever you are in the world. Like look for like a localized state Facebook group for Age of Sigmar or Warhammer. Even Warhammer 40k, you might be able to find stuff like a 40k group in your local area. You might find a local area you can play. Like there might be 40k players in a 40k group. You go, oh, hey, do any of you play Age of Sigmar? And you might be able to find a couple of those people because usually 40k and Age of Sigmar do have a bit of crossover. You'll usually find like, I would say at least 30% of people, if not 50, 30 to 50% of players play both games. So that's always a chance as well. If you can't find an Age of Sigmar group, to try and find a 40k group and see whether a few of those 40k players also play Sigmar. And if they don't, maybe try and convince a few of them. And maybe it means that you might have to play 40k as well and, return the favor both ways. Dude, I know all about anxiety. I have anxiety issues and I've struggled with mental health myself. It can get hard, but generally that's like the best way. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I've got to head off for the night. I've got some washers drying, so I need to go do some stuff while I wait for that to dry. Thank you all for coming and hanging out. If you haven't already, jump in our Discord server, chat there. We've been recently doing a bunch of stuff like making the Discord server a little bit nicer and a little bit better. So hopefully that's all great for all of you. But yeah, jump in the Discord. There's a link in the description to the video there. Thank you to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon and YouTube members. There's links to those if you wish to help, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Stay safe, everyone. Stay well. And most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. I will see you all Friday night. Ciao for now.